What is going on YouTube? How's everyone doing on this lovely Monday morning? This is Mike in the house. And today I am going to show off movies that I've purchased not only yesterday as in Sunday, but I purchased a couple movies on Saturday, and I think one last week. Yeah, it was last week. So, what did I pick up? What did I pick up from Barnes and Noble? So I went to Barnes and Noble, I went to Walmart, and I went to This Replay in Livonia, Michigan. So what did I pick up? Alright, so I'm gonna start off with what I picked up at This Replay. So I only picked up about 5 movies, and it was 5 movies and get one free. So, alright, I'm gonna start off with 12 Rounds Reloaded. This one stars Randy Orton. I've never seen this movie before, and this is a movie that I used to owe. And this movie only costs $1, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just at this point kind of take a gamble at it. You know what I'm saying? It's only $1. Now, I saw the first 12 rounds with John Cena. I ain't gonna hold you up, but that one was trash to me. It was disappointing. The first one was directed by Rennie Harlan, who did Die Hard 2, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this one, I'm gonna definitely check this one out. Alright, the next movie I got. This one stars Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and this one is All Things Fall Apart. I've seen this movie like maybe 2 or 3 times. I've seen it in its entirety without rewinding or without fast forwarding. I am going to do a movie review on it. I do have issues with this movie. Now, there's a backstory to this movie. So, 50 Cent apparently lost, I believe it was 30 to 50 pounds, I believe, and his heart was in the right place, but his acting, not sure. And he did take some acting classes for this particular role. This movie also stars Mario Van Peebles, Lynn Winfield, Ray Liotta, who sleepwalks in all his scenes. I feel like, yeah, you could just tell he didn't really want to be in a movie like that. And Ray Liotta, yes, he's top bill, but he's only in like maybe 3 scenes, if that. But I mean, the strongest performance I feel like goes to Lynn Whitfield, in my honest opinion. But if you can, check this out. It's free on YouTube. So the next movie I got is Jason Bourne. This one stars Matt Damon, and this is a 4K Steelbook. Let's take a look inside. So this is, of course, the Bluray, and then the back is the Steelbook, of course. Not the Steelbook, but the 4K, of course. This one's not bad price for a used Steelbook. You know what I'm saying? I don't really opt for used Steelbooks like that, but I mean, you can't really beat it. And it's probably going for a little bit more elsewhere, so I'm definitely gonna check this out. Next one is Altitude, starring Dolph Lundgren, Chuck Liddell, and Denise Richards. This one came out in 2017, and it's just an action movie, and it's only $1. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. This looks pretty interesting. Next movie, this one stars Clint Eastwood, and this is a Kino Lorber title, and this is used too. And this is The Eagle's Sanction. I've never seen this before, but I did see the trailer, It looks good, looks suspenseful with, some action and stuff like that too. I'm definitely gonna check this out. And this is directed by Clint Eastwood, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is his second or third film that he directed. The first film he directed was Play Misty for Me. So yeah, this is around the time he was try his, um, you know, try kind of like trying his hands at like directing and stuff like that too. He went on to direct Forgiving, which he took home an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken, for. I think it was Best Director, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this one also stars George Kennedy as well too. So I'm definitely gonna check this out. And this is a 4K as well, so definitely gonna check it out. Alright, so I'm gonna show you my Barnes and Noble titles. I didn't really get too much at Barnes and Noble, honestly. I only just caught like the deals that was going on. So the first movie that I got from Barnes and Noble. This one stars John Goodman, and this one is The Flintstones. Now this is 40% off, and this movie costed it actually is cheaper. I did get it for cheaper than if I was to pay at Walmart. Walmart they wanted $32.96. This one was only $28.99. It is 40% off if you could find it at 40% off. This is a regular $44.99. But yeah, a couple dollars cheaper, but it is a limited edition Steelbook, so I'm definitely gonna be watching this. Alright, the next movie that I got is a movie called Dead Again. And with this one, I ended up getting 50% off because, for one thing, this is 40% off, and this would have been again $28 and something, but they took an extra 10% off. And what happened was, there was we got a storm and knocked out some power and stuff in that area, that Barnes and Noble. And I think it knocked out like the system, the system was down. So pretty much, they had to pretty much like I think I had $5 in I had like a $5 certificate or something like that. And well, unfortunately they couldn't really, do anything, only because their system was down, because um it was only taking like physical debit, credit cards, and cash. I mean, tap didn't work. Looking up to see if you're a member didn't work. So pretty much they gave me an extra 10% off. So this was only like $23 and something. This one stars Kenneth Branagh, Andy Garcia, Emma Thompson, Derek Jacobi, and this is directed by Kenneth Branagh. And this is a Kino Lorber title. And this one came out in 91, so it is black and white and color at the same time. So I'm looking forward to checking this movie out. I saw the trailer, and the trailer looks great. So I'm definitely gonna check this out. And the next movie I got this for 50% off, and it's Straight Outta Compton. This one stars O'Shea Jackson Jr., Corey Hawkins, Jason Mitchell, and Paul Giamatti. This came out in 2015. This is around the time the controversy happened with the Oscars and how they didn't nominate any African Americans. There was a lot in fact, there was quite a few nominations that should have been up there. The first Creed with Michael B. Jordan, he should have got nominated. O'Shea Jackson definitely should have got nominated, and Jason Mitchell definitely should have got nominated for Oscars. This movie should have been up for Best Picture easily. I think it's one of the best movies of 2015, and it's in my top 250 of best movies of all time. Yes, this is 50% off, and I think they're still having that 50% off Universal sale. So if you can find this is a must own in your collection. And the next movie I got is this one's called Going Ape. This one stars Tony Danza, Danny DeVito, and Jessica Walter. This one came in 1981. That's funny how they put Danny DeVito and Tony Danza together, because at that time they was doing Taxi around this time. And this one only cost $10, which is not bad. I never seen this one before, but from the trailer, it does look pretty good. So I'm definitely gonna be checking this one out. And well, this looks cheesy, but you know what? Hey, I'm all for cheesiness. Alright, so the last couple movies I'm gonna show off, and this is, before I show them off, there's one movie in particular that I do want to show off for you guys, and this one I got from Walmart, and this one is pretty much, I just saved a lot of money, and this movie, this box set is, regular $70. And I went to a Walmart today and they dropped it to 59. I think it's either 55 or 56.98 or something like that. But I went to Saturday. I went to a Walmart down the street from me in Canton, and they've been having this same Steelbook for the past couple months, and finally I ended up pulling the trigger, and this is the Expendables 1 through 4 4K Steelbook. This one stars almost every action hero you could think of. This is directed by Simon. You had a couple people who directed it. Simon West directed 2. Sylvester Stallone directed the first one. Patrick Hughes directed the third one, and Scott Wall directed the fourth one. Now, the third one is rated PG-13, but they do have an unrated edition. This one stars Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Eric Roberts. You have Randy Couture, who was in the first one. Steve Austin was in the first one. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was in the second, along with Bruce Willis and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and also Chuck Norris as well too. You have in 3, you have Jet Li, Wesley Snipes, Antonio Banderas, Kelsey Grammer, Randy Couture, Terry Crews, and also Mel Gibson with Harrison Ford. And of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger in this one. This one, and the fourth ones, you got Tony Jaa, Iko Uwais, Andy Garcia, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Megan Fox. These are people that, what they, these are like additional people they put in the whole franchise. But I've watched the first one. The first one is actually pretty good, you know what I mean? And you definitely, I don't know, to me, you definitely get that. It kind of has that Action USA type vibe, so to speak. You know what I mean? it kind of pay homage to like the 1980s action stars like Stallone and Schwarzenegger. 80s, 90s. You know what I mean? But it's good to have that in your collection if you're a fan of those movies. Now, the last three movies I'm gonna show off. The first one I'm gonna show off is Eraser, and this one stars. Speaking of which, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Vanessa Williams, and this one I've seen this movie on VHS. And it's about time that I got 4K, Steelbook love, you know what I'm saying? This was one of the new releases that came out this past Tuesday. Definitely gonna check this one. I'll revisit it, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching this pretty soon. Alright, so the next movie, and this one was, I cannot believe they had this movie, and I'm surprised they actually had it. And this is well, from it looks like it's a 4K slipcover / steelbook. And this one is the new Silent Night, Deadly Night. And this one, honestly, I've never seen, but the first one I've seen before, and the first one's really good. The sequels, the sequels, didn't make no sense because you had the first two made sense, but third, fourth, it's like, mm-mm. Once you get to like, what do you call it? The fourth one was a little bit more body horror than anything else, which didn't make no sense. Fifth one dealt with dolls. It was just crazy. But yeah, this one looks good, and I'm definitely gonna check this out. Now, if you could find it, and if you're a fan of this movie, definitely is have it in your collection. But yeah, this is a 4K, pretty much a 4K steelbook, which was just sitting there at Walmart. This is a Walmart I went to in Livonia, Michigan. Now there's two Walmarts in Livonia, Michigan, but I went to the one that is pretty well. Two of them are closest to Detroit, but there's one that I went to, and that used to be for all my all my Michigan people. That used to be where Livonia Mall used to be. They used to be a mall. Well, both of them are, but both locations are. But it was one that I used to go to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So definitely gonna be checking this one out. Definitely. Now, the last movie that I'm gonna show off, and this one is a limited edition steelbook, and when it comes to the Scream franchise, it's like, do I pull the trigger? And lo and behold, I actually did. This is Scream 7. I am planning on collecting all the 4K steelbooks of the franchise. Now, when it comes to double dipping in these, I'm not doing that. I don't care how good of a movie it is, I won't be doing that. And if people do that, if you do, it's fine. But me personally, no. I'd rather stick to one, and I'm just gonna do steelbooks. Now, the first one has a steelbook. I think the second one does not, if I'm not mistaken. The fourth one just came out. I think it has a steelbook. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to be collecting all the steelbooks and stuff like that, eventually. Um yeah, this is one of those movies that in one of those franchises it's like, yeah, it looks great, with the steelbook. You know what I'm saying? Now I've heard mixed and some bad about this movie. I definitely want to check it out. Um I definitely like it nevertheless, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll definitely do a review on it. So those are all my movies that I picked up. So what did you find at Walmart? What did you pick up? And if you want to show them off, let's talk movies. So with that being said, this is Mike from Mike's Movie Corner and more, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.